All right, good morning. Richie Cantardesi from beautiful Las Vegas coming to you live with another beautiful day, another live video, and an amazing topic that I'm extremely excited about. And by reading what you see here down below, how to stop giving an F, I want to be clear on what that actually means and kind of talk through that, because I think, there's a book that came out that was really popular, I think it was a New York Times bestseller, but it made some really good key points, and I think there's some really good takeaways that we can take from this as entrepreneurs, as salespeople, that can really help us moving forward. But there's really the right way to take this and the wrong way to take this. So first of all, you can't be afraid to ask for what you want. And a lot of people live their life being afraid to ask what they want and worry about what people think and all of these other things. It's too difficult for them to ask the questions that are the hardest. And Miranda, you're gonna love this one, because that title is what we're talking about today. So first of all, like I said, don't be afraid to ask for what you want. We know deep down that we shouldn't care. Like, we shouldn't care what people think. We shouldn't care about failing. But it's literally how we're wired and what we're taught. And the best example of this is when you look at kids. When you look at kids, they're absolutely relentless until they get what they want. They don't care what people think. They're not afraid to ask for what they want. They ask all the questions to get what they want, and they don't care about being wrong, and they have zero fear of failing and fear of rejection. And over time, we learn that these things, that being wrong is bad. We learn that failure is bad. School does a really good job of doing this. And we know we shouldn't care. We know we shouldn't give an F, but we do anyways, because that's how we're wired. And I'm not saying, so the point of this video is not to not give an F about everything. But there are things that you shouldn't care about. There's really three things in your life that you should care about, that you should give an F about, and everything else, it shouldn't matter. And you can literally measure a person on where they are in their life based on what they care about. Like in the book, how to, or whatever, don't give an F, or whatever the name of the book is, that he gave a really good example, and he talked about an older lady that she had nothing to do, was retired, and she spends all of her time cutting up coupons. And when she goes to the grocery store, when the 16-year-old that's ringing up the groceries says, like, hey, this coupon's not going to work, and the lady goes crazy over 20 cents over a coupon, the reason that she does it, the reason that happens, is because that's like her whole life. That's what she cares about. So you can judge a person on where they are and what they're doing, and based on what they give an F about. So this isn't not giving an F about everything. This is about giving an F about the things that matter most to you. So if you look at what it is that you want in your life, or in your wherever you are, give an F about those things. So I'm gonna actually, I wrote some examples of this. So okay, so first one is stop caring if you do or don't get the sale. Stop caring. Like, if you are talking to someone and communicating with somebody, and if you're worried that you're not going to get the sale, that's going to just pour out. It's going to come out of you. They're going to feel the energy, and you're more than likely not going to get the sale. And the problem with that, the reason that you're caring, and let's just be real, is because your pipeline is not big enough. It's because you do not have enough clients or people in your pipeline where if they don't buy, now you're like, God, I gotta go build up I gotta find new people. No, that's your problem. Your problem is not whether they bought or not. Your problem is your pipeline is not big enough, and your pipeline is God. So Stop caring if you do or don't get the sale, and start caring about how many people you are contacting per day. Stop caring about the sale. Obviously, there's strategies and techniques and things that we need to do to make sure that we're doing everything we can to get it. But stop caring about getting it when you're communicating with them, and start caring about how many people are you're contacting and how many people are in your pipeline. The next one is stop caring if people like you. Like, stop caring if people like you, and start caring about providing people value. Stop caring if people like you, and start caring about providing people value, about making people's lives better. Like Zig Ziglar said this, you're only as successful as other people you make successful. Look, the bottom line is, like, people aren't going to like you. Like, it's the way it is. People will not like you. I don't care if like, I look at this, if I'm speaking in a room of 1,000 people, I know there are people that aren't going to like me. Like, that's just part of the game. And as people, we want to focus on them, because when you're up in front of people, you can see exactly who is not interested. And it's always a very small percentage, but you can see them, and it's hard to not focus on them. But we have to. We have to stop caring if people like you and start caring about providing people value. The next one, stop caring about failing and start caring about surrounding yourself with the right people. So what do I mean by that? Is like, 99% of people, what's up, Kathy? What's up, August? So yeah, if you stop caring about failing and you start caring about surrounding yourself with the right people, failing won't matter. Failing will happen. You're going to fail. 100%. You will fail. The difference is, if you're surrounding yourself with the right people, when you fail, you will be able to have the people around you that can help you, that you can learn from, that you can get better, so that you can get back up and do it again and get better and fail again and get back up. So, people are so worried about failing. They're so worried about, they have this, I've got to get this number. I've got to achieve this goal. And then what they do is they're so worried about failing that they don't go all in on that goal, because they don't have to hold themselves accountable. They don't write it down. These are things that people do so that if they fail, they don't have to look at themselves in the mirror and straight up say, I failed. And then people, so if you stop caring about failing and you start surrounding yourself with the right people, just so you know, your net worth is the average of the 5 closest people to you. So who are you surrounding yourself with? And as I was going through this list about things to stop caring about and things to start caring about, I was really thinking about in my life, and I'm not perfect, and I'm 100% on the journey. And that's what makes this so fun, is that I'm like, man, even yesterday alone, I was in my mind going through things that I was caring about that I shouldn't be caring about, day in and day out. And this is a very difficult thing. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is an extremely difficult thing to do. But if you have your core values, and you have your principles and what you live by, and you're not shoving it down people's throats, people will want to be around you. They're going to be curious of you and how you're sticking to your core values. So in the very beginning of this video, just for some of the new people, we talked about picking 3 things that you are going to give an F about, that you're going to have as your principles, your values, what you want, what your desire is. And there's different things, right? So things like, you could say, hey, I need to generate XYZ amount of sales by XYZ date, or I want to build a business, or I want to do art, or I want to have better relationships. Defining what are the 3 things that are most important to you, and go all in and give an F about those things, and stop worrying and stop caring and stop giving an F about all these things that don't matter, because they do not matter in the long run. Like I said with the coupon lady, the CEO of Apple isn't going to care about the coupons, but the retired person who has nothing else in their life and nothing else, they're going to care about the coupons. So when someone cuts you off on the road and you're getting angry and flipping out, that's lost energy that you have that you could be focusing on the top 3 things, and instead you're focusing on the person that cut you off. It's just the way that you're like, stop caring about those things and start caring about the things that matter the most to you. Pick 3. I challenge you. Pick 3. I'm going to get to, let me just see if you have any questions. Thanks, August. If you have any questions, I've kind of delivered most of what I wanted to deliver here. If you have any questions, we'll get to them. Let me just see. I want to run through real quick the start and stop caring, and then I'm going to get to some questions. What's up, Marshall? The biggest mistake that people make, hands down, biggest mistake, and I see this. So I spoke at a company, and they're doing $16 million a week. It's a pretty small team, actually. And the biggest mistake that they were making, you're talking people from ages 25 to 65. The biggest mistake was they weren't asking for what they want. And if you don't care what people think and you don't give an F and you provide people value, ask for what you want. I think there's something out there, my dad always says this, ask and you will receive. Whether it's what you want or not, at least you ask. Like Wayne Gretzky said, you miss every shot you don't take. Stop worrying about what people think. You're wired this way. This is how you're wired. You are wired to care. 100%. You are 100% wired to care. But there's a reason that there's a 1%. There's a reason that people effortlessly get whatever they want and others don't. And that's because they think differently. They have a different mindset. I call it the relentless mindset, where they get what they want at all costs, ethically. And that's where you have to be. I mean, that's the bottom line. So stop caring. Here we go. I'm going to run through it one more time. Stop caring if you do or don't get the sale. Stop caring about that. It'll show off. It'll come off. They won't want to work with you. And start caring about how many people you're contacting. Start caring about your pipeline. Have a pipeline so big that if people don't convert, if it doesn't work out, and you provided them value, and you helped them, and you went through everything you needed to do to convert them, and they don't convert, you don't care because your pipeline is big enough. So stop caring if you do or don't get the sales. Start caring about how many people you're contacting. Second one, stop caring if people like you. Start caring about providing people value. Start caring about helping other people. First of all, that is fulfillment. 100%, that leads to fulfillment in your life. And you won't care if the 3 or 4 people don't care. Marshall, you'll know what I'm talking about here. I said this earlier. When you're speaking in a room of 1,000, 500, whatever, however many people, you can always pick out immediately the people that you can tell maybe don't like you. Like, that's just bottom line. But if we stop caring if people don't like you and we start caring about the people that matter, the people that care, the people that we can provide value, it's going to change your mindset. Stop caring about failing and start caring about surrounding yourself with the right people. Who surround yourself with? Who's in your inner circle? And I said this earlier, your net worth is the average of the 5 closest people to you. And I'm going to leave with this, and then I'm going to see if there's any questions, is when you have this attitude of not caring and not giving an F, a lot of times if you don't do it the right way, you will come off as an asshole. Bottom line, you will not come off as a good person. And that's why I said to pick the 3 things that matter. You can't not give an F about everything, or you'll end up on the street. You'll end up like you can't do that. You have to pick 3 things, in my opinion, that matter most to you right now. More sales, building a business, family. Like, what matters most to you now, and focus on those things. And there's the fine line, just like there's the fine line of cocky and confidence. There's the fine line of being an ass and not giving an F. And you got to find that fine line. You got to direct yourself and move yourself to that. And it's a hard thing to do. And it's a skill just like anything else that we talk about. So that's everything content-wise that I have. Let's see. Do I have any questions? Miranda, Kathy, what's up? August, you're the best. Biggest shift in my life was when I stopped giving an F. There you go. Good. Thanks. Let's see. Miranda, yes, it's all about the tribe that you build. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And here's, Miranda, I think this will be good. People will want to follow you. People will want to be around you if you have this attitude of not caring. If you're not trying to shove it down their throat. Like, I remember when I first started my first business, I like told everybody, I was like, gotta be a business owner, start a business. You gotta read this book. It's so amazing. And people were not interested. But when I started like living my life with these principles, growth, with these things that I wanted, people were interested. So we talked about that a little bit. Kathy, I worry about everything. Well, the question is why? Kathy, why do you worry about everything? I mean, there are things in your life that are super important and you have to worry about those, but why do you worry about it? Why do you care if someone cuts you off on the road? Why do you care? Why do you care when you go to the grocery store and they don't have the one damn sauce that you want? Like, this is how people live. Think how much energy you're putting into caring about these stupid things when you could be caring about building a business. You could be caring about contacting more people. You could be caring about building a team. Like, these are what matters. And if you put your energy in these other things that don't matter, you're going to drive yourself nuts. You're never going to accomplish anything. And then you're going to blame the 1% for getting what they want. Okay. Absolutely. You have to not care in a nice way. Exactly, Miranda. You don't want to be an ass. Absolutely. I only have 6 in my circle. Hey, Kathy, you have as many or as little as what matters. I probably have 3. I would say like legitimate people is about 3. So true, it matters that I treat people with respect, even if we have different opinions, but I don't care to convince them to my side. August, you get this more than anybody. And I love this. Like, you truly understand this more than anybody, because that's a posture thing. Is if you care too much, then they're gonna totally turn a blind eye. But if you don't care, they're going to be interested and want to know more. So, absolutely. Okay. I do not see any other questions. 3 family, 3 friends. Hey, you know what? That's a lot. That's probably more than most people, Kathy, to be real. So, hey, I really enjoyed this live, because it's like an interesting. I've read the book, and a few times actually, and it really rubbed me the wrong way the first time because he puts down he just wanted to be controversial, but then when I got the real meaning of the book, which is not to give not an F about everything, but to give about an F about the things that matter, I was like, wow, this is really good. He just started the book off weird by just talking about not wanting to. Anyways, it was weird. I suggest reading it, but take it with a grain of salt. So that's all I have. No more questions. I will see you guys tomorrow. Again, I am home for about 3 weeks. I have no speaking engagements because I took time off because I am on a maternity. I should be having a baby any day. That's the only time I won't be having a live. You won't see me at 9 a.m. Pacific time is if I am in the hospital. But if not, I will see you guys tomorrow.